So, but I will say this, I did play a couple, like, friendly matches against Alex, because I didn't get to face him in the tournament, because he lost to someone else. I think it was Paul. But, I played against Alex, and I played as Joker, and he was like, man, and I said, man, I really like Joker, he's really fun. And he's like, you only like him and only play him because he's top tier. And I felt very audibly insulted. Because I was like,
Right.
I can guarantee you, if he was bottom tier, I would still be playing him. I still play K-Rool and everyone thinks he's the worst character in this game. I'm someone who continued to play Game & Watch in 4 and Ness, especially after he fell from being top tier. I played Pac-Man. I played Pac-Man in Smash 4. He doesn't even have a grab.
I'm that person who plays Marth.
Yeah, Marth's always decent. But yeah, I was like, dude, I was excited for Joker. I platinumed Persona 5. You can't tell me only play him because he's top tier, because that's clearly not why this is happening.
You know what's even better? You're gonna also platinum.
Oh, did you also?
Persona 5 Royal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Apparently that's not going.
Yeah. Well, I might end up platinum Persona 5 Royal. It's gonna be great.
I can't wait for it, but I don't like the new opening.
I like the song for the new opening. I don't like the aesthetic.
I like the aesthetic, I don't like the opening.
I Wake Up, Get Up, Get Out There I liked, but it was my like least favorite opening song out of all the Persona like opening songs.
Besides the first two that no one talks about.
No, of course not. They didn't really have. Well, they did, but nah, I don't count those. I mean 3, 4, and 5. But yeah, I didn't like Get Up, Get Out, Wake Up, Get Up, Get Out There, or whatever it's called. I preferred. I like the new one they have. It's much better, but I don't like how this opening is.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. At least it doesn't look good, in my opinion.
It's too happy.
Yeah. I like the
like
whole,
happy.
like, black and white and just red aesthetic of everything, and now they gave everything color. So it looks like a good game!
You excited for, SMT5 to never come out?
Yeah, we still haven't gotten any news since 2017.
This is how Atlas does shit.
Don't worry. We have more news about Persona 5 The Scramble.
Whatever the fuck that is.
It's a Musou Tensei game, right?
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, why does it even?
Yeah. Anyways, I just felt very insulted when Alex said you only play Joker because he's top tier, as I continue to play K-Rool and Plant.
Yeah, that's dumb.
I was like, fuck you, Alex. You're just upset that you're drunk and bad at the game. Because they're all bad at the game. My favorite thing is playing Paul online and then being upset because Paul's bad at the game. So he likes playing projectile heavy characters. So all he can do is spam projectiles. And it was great playing him in person for like the first time since the game came out. And I actually had a good controller. Because when I first played the game against Paul, Paul's like, here's a really bad and broken fucking GameCube controller that doesn't work. And I'm like, why would you give this to me? I'm not gonna win anything. And then I proceed to not win anything. But this was the first time I got to play Paul in person with both of our desired controllers. He uses the Joy-Cons and I use the GameCube controller I own. That works and isn't broken. And I kicked his fucking ass. Because Paul...
As it should be.
Yeah. Because Paul only knows how to spam projectiles, which is good against online because Nintendo doesn't know how to do online and so it lags to high hell. And so when you're in person and he tries to do the same thing, it's so much easier to just know what he's doing. And when... I also think I'm like a reactionary player, so I like reacting to things, and I can't do that online when there's a lot of lag.
So what you're saying is...
Paul's bad?
What you're saying is... You're that person who sits there and just counters everything.
No. I'm the kind of person who looks if the character I'm about to attack is attacking, and if they are, I just dodge. And if they're just shielding, I'll run up to them and grab them. I don't try and predict them, I try and see what they're trying to do, and then I move based off of that.
So yeah, so a lot of Smash stuff came out.
Yeah. I'm amazed they
Um,
put in DQ. That's cool.
Yeah, that just blew my mind.
I'm amazed it's not just one Dragon Quest character either.
What do you mean?
They put in DQ Hero from 11, 3, 6.
Oh, but they're just aesthetics, right?
Technically they're all alt skins. So like, you know how like,
they're
Bowser
just
Jr.?
Yeah, they're just aesthetics.
Yeah, they're just different skins, but they're still technically in the game. They all play the same, but like, it's pretty cool that they did that, because it means because they are entirely different models.
Yeah, no, it's cool that they did that.
I like
I'm
that.
just saying.
It's like what they did with Joker by giving him the school uniform as one of his alt colors. So you can have him wear his cool outfit, or you can have him wear his school uniform. You want to talk about the fact that there's just the crow skin for Joker in from Persona 5 and Smash?
I wouldn't know.
So all of his alt colors are based off of different Persona games. There's a purple color that is reminiscent of the Persona 1 color scheme. There's a pure red that's like Persona 2. There was a blue and a yellow of Persona 3 and Persona 4.
Oh.
Yeah, and then there's one where it's just an alt color of Joker that looks like, you know, crow's skin? How it's all white and red?
Yeah.
So they just gave that color scheme to Joker, and he has brown hair in it. It's just the crow's color scheme, and I love it. And I always use it. Oh look, boss fight!
Oh yeah, this is the final boss of this chapter.
Remember what we did was we said, Mr. Mayor, you're evil. And then he's like, I'm evil. And he's like, fight dogs. And then he left.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah. So,
Look.
we didn't get to actually ever talk about what our thoughts of Kingdom Hearts 3 was on recording, because that could never happen yet.
So, I haven't played it in a long time.
Yeah, I
and
know.
I'm not going to play it again, even though I haven't played Critical Mode yet,
You're gonna-
until Remind comes out.
Yeah, you're gonna wait for the DLC.
And then I'm going to do a full Critical Mode playthrough, and I'm going to hate myself.
I did a full critical mode. And it wasn't bad. I think it's easier than at least Kingdom Hearts 2's critical mode.
But yeah, so that'll be fun. What I thought of the game, from what I remember, it had a bad ending.
It had a sad ending.
It had an ending that I wish was better.
Eh,
There were some flaws to that ending.
yeah.
It had some time travel bullshit.
Thanks, Dream Drop Distance.
And I thought it did the time travel pretty awfully.
Well, of course. There's only
Um,
one medium, or like two mediums, that ever get time travel done correctly. And one of those is Steins Gate. Because they'd said, what if we create time travel, but spend an entire game explaining it?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it was. It was literally an entire game explaining time travel.
Therefore, like, it's like the best
And-
version of time travel, because they literally hammered every plot point of what could go wrong.
And every possibility of time travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why every other medium that ever tries to do time travel is just bad, because they don't spend enough time on it explaining it.
Yeah.
Because for Dream Drop Distance, all they did was like, haha, you're in the final world of Dream Drop Distance. Here's all the time travel bullshit, which isn't enough time for you to understand it, because I didn't understand it when I first played it.
Yeah. The worlds in the game were great. They included the entire Frozen track.
Why? It's really popular.
No, it's great. I actually loved it.
My favorite part was the fact that Nomura
Besides-
wanted to make that entire world another Little Mermaid, where it's just a bunch of songs.
Yeah.
And then
But it was done good because you actually got to play the game as well in it.
No, because Disney said no, just put in the movie. That way we can get more sales. And
Well,
Nomura was
true,
like, but I
it
wanted
was-
to do a mini game world, and and Walt Disney put his foot down and said not today.
Anyways, so Frozen was the thing. The Tangled Keyblade is broken, and every time I play the game, I rush to it.
Tangled Keyblade, the Pirate's Keyblade, and obviously Ultimate Keyblade.
I don't think I ever got Ultimate Keyblade.
You never got it?
No.
I did. You have to do like the dumb minigame stuff.
Yeah.
I think the
And I
worst
said,
one
"Fuck
is
that."
the Frozen minigame where you have to slid down the mountain.
Oh.
'Cause you have to do it like
no.
10 times.
Oh no.
So like what you do is you sled down the mountain because you have to get the what is it called? The obsidian. The what was the material you need?
Orichalcum?
Orichalcum. Yep. I couldn't remember that. I know it started with an O. You need to get that, and to get the Orichalcum is you had to get it from doing all of the like a bunch of crap, and one of them was getting all of the numbers in the Frozen Sled minigame, which was terrible because you can't do it in a single run. Because one number, like number 1 would be all the way to the right on this sled, but number 2 would be all the way to the left at the same time.
Is this where the point where I tell you I've never done a sled minigame?
You did. They make you do it during the story mode.
Yeah, but I never, like, did it again.
It's the same thing.
Oh.
It's just the same thing, but with a point-based system.
Oh.
It's not that it's...
Anyway.
it is fun, but you have to do it like 10 different times to get the numbers. Because there's 10 different numbers. And if you miss a number, you have to go do it again. They're not expecting you to get them all at once. They expect you to get them over the course of like all of the tries you do it, but you have to find them first. I ended up giving up after finding like 6 of them and missing like 4, so I just googled them.
And, anyways, back to my impressions of the game. Yeah, San Francisco or whatever?
San Francisco.
Worst world in the game.
Yep. I agree with that. Apparently it was the last world they made.
I mean, it may be just because I've never seen the movie and I just don't care.
I agree with the idea
World
of
was just
KZ
too
Excellence
big.
viewpoint, which is, hey, make us do a do the Mulan thing from Kingdom Hearts 2, where you make us do a couple of missions with the characters from that world first, so we get to spend more time with those characters, because we don't really. And I was like, that's a really good idea. I would have liked that.
Yeah, because I had no idea who these.
Yeah.
And I really didn't give a shit.
Same.
Also, the world was like too big and too small at the same time.
Yeah, it's like I feel like that's the world they wanted to give us Glide, because when you get Glide, there is the whole tutorial with Sora flying. Like the image they show for Glide when you get Glide is Sora flying over all of San Francisco.
Yeah. Anyways, it was like too big and too small at the same time.
I wish we could actually go to the Golden Gate Bridge rather than just during the intro.
And then Pirates was good.
Pirates is really good. It was probably my favorite.
Probably my favorite. Except for I really do like the Tangled world for all the like
Mini games with the girl.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Kind of upset they didn't do that.
Really good way to do it.
Yeah.
I was just sad that after the story events, you never see her again, ever.
Well, at least in Kingdom Hearts 3 you don't. Because they're clearly trying to build up the idea of the new 7 Pure of Heart, and she's one of them, so we'll probably see her in a future game.
I mean, there's that, like, one thing where you have to take a picture of her, and you're like, oh yeah, I don't know where the fuck she is anymore. Because she just, like, disappears.
Dude, we got achievement! So, we should explain what happened. Mr. Mayor was being evil.
Basically, what the mayor wanted to do, orphanage was in a spot he wanted to build a resort in.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
And he's like, fuck the orphanage, I'm gonna burn it down and build a resort on it.
And then the main characters were like, we're gonna fucking stab you. And he's like, not today. He summons his guard dogs, and then he runs. And then he's like, look, there's that bridge again that goes up and down. And then...
he also has an artifact, which is an artifact. Anyways, and
yeah,
the church looks. The church looks for these artifacts and basically confiscates them. You should, because it tells you this. It kind of sets up a bit about the church.
I don't remember anyone ever talking about the church. Are you sure this isn't from a future game? Because I'm pretty sure we don't learn this yet. Because I don't know this.
Oh, well.
Because I knew he had a artifact. I don't think we learned anything about the church looking for artifacts.
Cut that out.
Oh no, Caleb accidentally spoiled something. My immersion is ruined. But basically, I guessed correctly that Chloe was in
the
league
princess of the kingdom.
Yeah, with the kingdom and royalty or some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that was in a previous video or during this failed recording, where I basically just predict that. I'm like, is this chick part of royalty? And you're like, fuck, how'd you know? And I was like, I'm a genius.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, she's the princess with you.
Yay.
And
then that was the end, and now we're just getting a filler chapter with the Gate.
Yeah, Gate, the one-trick pony.
Yep.
That no one likes, and everyone likes.
Yeah, he's raw, but
he's like really popular, like popular enough that him and Tita are gonna be in Cold Steel 3.
Makes sense.
But I've never liked him.
I don't care enough for him either. All I care is about Charizard and Olivier, because those are like the only two characters' names I remember. Because Charizard has that big step on me energy, and Olivier has that big gay energy, and I'm a big fan of both. Oh, look, chapter 3! Yay!
So this is the chapter where we meet.
Hey, look at that bridge that goes up and down.
That you hate.
Yeah. Remember when we went under it? Remember when we went under it, but we were too busy talking about literally anything else?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. What a bad game. What were we talking about before we realized that there was plot going on?
Okay, so we were talking about
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts 3. The final world was good, except for the fact that the final world, like final world, didn't exist.
Yeah. I will say this. I think I would want to change things about Kingdom Hearts, such as being able to fight, like, any of the organization members earlier on in the game.
Oh, earlier on in the game? Yeah, like have like a, kind of like they did in,
like,
Kingdom Hearts 2, where you fought them,
yeah,
and then you fought them again as like a final battle kind of thing.
Yeah, because here's the thing, I felt like it was kind of, what I would do is, you know how each time you get the ability to go to a new world, you get an option of 2 worlds?
Yeah.
So I would do 2 things. You know how we only ever get to do the roller coaster twice, once at the beginning and once at the end? So what I would do was give you the ability, I would make the roller coaster a more prevalent attraction flow, because that's pretty fun, but we only ever get to do it twice. And I would also let you fight the organization members. So what I would do is I would have it so that every set of 2 worlds that you unlock, you would have one that has the roller coaster and the other one would have the organization member. So, and I've thought about it and I'm like, you know what? The ones I want to do would be Toy Story World. You would have a toy roller coaster going throughout the entire toy store.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, just a roller coaster throughout the entire toy store. And I would have you know during the Kingdom Hearts 3 Tangled World, where Marluxia shows up and puts Sora to sleep?
Yeah.
You know how, you know how when you're sliding down the big hill, there's an entire area filled with flowers?
A nice little area for a Marluxia fight.
Yes, exactly. Right. So my idea would be, instead of Sora falling asleep to Marluxia, he would go up into that field of flowers, and Marluxia would fight you there, and then you would win in the fight, but in the cutscene, Marluxia would just put you to sleep. And then the story would continue onwards, but you at least, from, you know, where it was before when Sora gets put to sleep. But at least you get to fight Marluxia. And that's what I would have done for those 2 worlds. I would not do anything for the Hercules world and the Twilight Town because that's intro. Next.
I wish he did more in Twilight Town though.
Yeah. Maybe just a return or something.
Yeah, just like a return and a boss fight. Like that's all you needed.
Yeah. Maybe go back when Ansem shows up with Ansem the Wise shows up with the evil. Was that Ansem?
Ansem?
It was either evil Ansem or Xemnas, one of the two. I think it was evil Ansem. But basically, when Ansem and Ansem show up back in Twilight Town, you go back there. That'd be cool.
I'm pretty sure it was both Ansem and Xemnas.
Oh, it might have been Xemnas. No, it couldn't. It wasn't Xemnas because remember the Nobody showed up. If it was Xemnas, he'd be able to control them. So it was Ansem and Ansem. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's one of those two. Who cares?
It's been like 7 months.
Yeah. So basically, I would have done nothing with those 2 worlds besides maybe a return or Twilight Town. But the next 2 worlds were Frozen.
Toy Story and Tangled.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you already talked about those.
Yeah, but it would be Frozen and Monsters Inc. So Monsters Inc. is obvious. When Vanitas shows up, you fight him. That's it. Right? Because at the end of Monsters Inc., he shows up in a really cool... on the laugh floor. You could just have a boss fight there. It's big enough for a boss fight with him.
I actually thought it was going to be a boss fight.
Same. And then it wasn't, so... basically, I would just say, you fight Vanitas. After you fight Vanitas, the rest of that... he shows up, and he's like, haha, I'm gonna fight you. And then you fight him, and then the rest of that cutscene plays out as normal as it does already. But you get to fight Vanitas.
Yeah, and then...
And
Frozen,
I would have it so that when you get to the top of the fucking mountain and there's the ice palace, there's a boss that shows up. You know when Larxene pushes you off?
Yep.
Larxene summons a monster on top of the ice palace, on top of the ice mountain, and you ride a roller coaster around the ice palace and around the ice mountain, fighting this boss. And then after you defeat the boss, you fall off the mountain instead.
Now, I'm not gonna say that's wrong, but that boss was a really good boss.
I'm not talking about the final boss being at that point. I'm just saying a new boss, maybe like a flying ice bat or something.
Yeah, but that final boss of
that final boss of Frozen's pretty cool. I would not change that. I would just say let there be a boss at the top of the ice palace / ice mountain where you get to fight it in a roller coaster. That's all. I just want to have a roller coaster show up more because that's pretty fun and we didn't get to do it a lot.
And then
the last 2 worlds, Pirates and San Francisco. San Francisco, just have there be a part of the game where you're in a roller coaster throughout the entire city. Like you go along the train tracks, the subway tracks I mean, up a building, up the side of a building, and then down the other side of a building. Maybe you circle around one of the buildings like in a spiral up it, while fighting out like maybe Baymax or whatever evil Heartless that shows up or something.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
In the Pirate World, you could have another Luxord fight in the Pirate World.
You know when you fight Luxord in his ship? and so I'm upset. This is the only time I genuinely thought we were about to fight someone, because they use this in-game model for it. So you know when you race Luxor to the town?
Yeah, and you want to kill yourself because it's bullshit.
Yeah, and as soon as you win the race, you have to fight him. And as soon as you defeat his ship, you board his ship, and his in-game model is on top of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
This was the only time I 100% thought we were going to fight an organization member, because his in-game model was right there. But then he snaps his fingers, summons Heartless, and disappears. I was like, no. I would have it so that you board that ship, you fight him on his ship, and then that's it.
Yeah.
He's right there. He was right fucking there. Sora could have just threw a fucking fire right at his fucking face. Like, his in-game model was there. And so that's the only thing I would change, was that you would fight Luxord right there. Because he's right there. He's already there. Like, come on, just let me fight him.
Yeah.
But that's my only gripe with Kingdom Hearts 3, is that you don't really get organization fights until the end of the game. But I will say, that entire end of the game is really fucking awesome, though.
The issue is when you do fight them, they're so easy.
Don't worry, Remind is having the ability to fight all of them individually, and they're all different boss fights.
And they all had, like, full health bars, which is going to be nice.
Yeah, because we've already seen, like, stuff of Zigbar and of Vanitas doing attacks that they didn't do in their end part of the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just saying, I would have really liked being able to at least fight the organization members earlier on in the game.
Yeah. Or at least a few of them. You don't need all of them, just...
Yeah, that's why I said only 3. Like, not every world, maybe every other world. You don't even have to do all of them. At least 2, I'd be fine with. But man...
Oh look, best girl.
Oh yeah, look, there it is again. So what happened was Chloe was like, I can't leave because I go to school at that shitty school place where we did the play that isn't important. And she's like, bye. Yep. And then we're like, bye, loser. And then this girl is like, I like light bulbs. And then that was it.
So now that you've seen her, like, again, and you remember her, here's what she looks like in the next game.
Oh boy. She's hot. Not gonna lie, when I opened up Discord, I was scared that the video would reset.
Dude, I was scared too. I'm like, oh shit, did you just right click?
No. But yeah. Good thing it's only recording the video, so they won't actually see me tabbing out. But yeah. Anyways, I like Kingdom Hearts 3. I think that's the only gripe I had, was not enough roller coaster rides and organization fights.
I had a bit of an issue with the ending. I wish Stalagad Kalem was actually a world, not just a 2-minute boss fight.
It is, sort of, but yeah, I see what you mean. You wanted to be able to explore more of it and fight Heartless in it.
I just wanted it to be something.
It was. I will say it's
like
really cool designed.
Even the end of the world from Kingdom Hearts 1 was a world.
Yeah, like you got to go around like the cityscape. Wait, Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2?
1.
1 was the like giant giant area that was just like nothing, right?
Yeah. But it still had places to explore.
Yeah. It did. And Kingdom Hearts 2 had the giant cool city that you got to explore, and then the inside of the base.
Yeah, and then Kingdom Hearts 3, they just took it out for no reason.
Kingdom Hearts 3 was sort of not really Scala ad Kalem was the final, but like the graveyard was sort of that. But even then, there wasn't like an area for you to grind off of Heartless or anything, right?
No, and
it wasn't like a proper world with enemies.
Yeah,
like with random encounters.
I just felt like it just dropped off on the end. They could have added more.
I will say I do like how they handled the story though. As soon as you like beat the last world, the last Disney world at least, because the story immediately picked up from like a cool like 25 to like 100, because they're like,
oh yeah,
the Aqua, haha, lol. And then Aqua shows up, and she's like, "Let me flex on Vanitas."
Yeah.
And then you have the whole mobile gotcha game, and I was like, "This is Kino."
Dude, that was so fucking Kino.
When I saw Ephemera, I was like, "Oh fuck, oh fuck, this is awesome." That was like my favorite part of the entire game, honestly.